Well, we're still going hell for leather on the upper surface of this right wing. Most of the reinforcing tapes have been installed. The finishing tapes have been installed. There's still another row of finishing tape to go here that'll cover the ends of these. You notice they're not pinked on the ends. I just think that looks fairly unattractive. You'll have a piece, for instance, like this, that'll sit something like that and cover the end of the tape. So you won't see if it's pinked or not, but well, you will see if it's pinked. You'll see it through this tape. But that's how I do it anyway. This is 1.5" tape. I'll probably put 2" tape, which will be just a little bit wider than that. But at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm working down here. This is the fuselage end of the wing. And this fairing will sit more or less, whatever, about there somewhere, something like that. And here's where the fabric goes. Here's the fabric goes. Here's the fabric. There's anchor nuts here. The original plan called for PK screws, which are just sheet metal screws, but put through. I can't do that. I just can't do it. Aeroplanes don't get built with sheet metal screws. Maybe, maybe Cessnas do, but that's at least they have a little anchor nut type of arrangement underneath. This doesn't. This would be straight into the metal. There's metal here, and the reason for that metal is to attach this fairing. It's as simple as that. This one's the step. The aeroplane only has a step on one side, and this will be a no step zone, but it's still got metal underneath. Here's the, this is the bottom of the other wing. It doesn't have metal here. It has a piece, a fairing that attaches about there somewhere, and it transitions, I suppose, from the wing to the fuselage. It goes underneath the bottom of the fuselage, but it's only fairly short pieces as far as I can remember. But this one has this fiberglass fairing. So I want to attach the fairing a little bit better than what it is. So what I've done is I've made up, this is my little cup here. I've made up a gazillion of these things. Yeah, little doilies. What I'll do is I'll punch these holes through just with my hot iron, which I have warming up at the moment, and then glue this thing over the top. Glue the doily over the top and glue it down to the fabric, and hopefully glue the fabric onto that metal below. Yeah, so that's, I've got roughly a gazillion of these things that I've just set. It's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful winter's day here. And I was sitting out the front here in the sunshine with no wind blowing through the hangar and cutting those things out. Look at that. Oh, dear me. I probably need to fly again, that's the thing. But anyway, that's what we were up to. And I'll actually screw that fairing on, I suppose. Make sure that it does, well, it'll line up. I mean, it lined up before when there was a fuselage in the way. It should line up now. Anyway, let's get into it. Well, there we go. The fairing's all screwed on. I'll whip those screws out in a minute. I need to punch these couple of holes through. They don't need a doily. They're probably through this this piece of finishing tape, and so is that one. once I punch them through, I'll have a look how close to the edge and that they are. I may put a doily, I may not. Let's have a look. Here's the trusty soldering iron to the rescue. And we can mop through there, like that. Just make sure the wing doesn't burn down. And one through there somewhere. And it's not going to burn down. That's there's no need to do this, but I'll chuck a couple of screws in. This screw is pretty ordinary. Let's have a look. I think you can see that. This screw is marginally better. There we go. That's got all the screws in now, or all the top ones anyway. There's still a couple underneath here somewhere that need to go in. But there we go. Some of them are pretty minced up. But I'll go ahead and whack those doilies on. Take the screws out and whack the doilies on. I'll bring you back. Well, I've made a little bit more progress today. Here's where that fiberglass fairing will attach. This tape, I'll bring it down with the iron before I glue it on. I'll actually iron it down. It'll come pretty good. Over here, it might not do very well because it's a fairly sharp curve. Now this will shrink. The fabric tape will shrink a little bit, but not that much. So I might have to cut some wedges out of there, but it'll sit down. I've removed this bit of fabric and put the panels on. They're happy. They're quite happy. So really, there's the couple of bits of fabric, that one that we just looked at, this one here, that one there on that little piece. There should be another one up this end as well that needs to be ironed down. The two probably 2-inch tape that'll go here and cover the ends of these finishing tapes, and that's the top of this wing finished. Then I might move over here and do the bottom of this wing. Might as well, it's already set up, ready to go, so I'll knock that over. So yeah, it's not a whole lot of progress, but enough. It pushes me forward, that's the main thing. That's a reasonably nice fit. Not real flash here on the edges, but I guess you get that. Well, I'm just about done on the upper fabric of this, the right wing. The tapes are all on, the finishing tapes, and also the reinforcing tapes. I still need to put these tapes, which there's two. There's one here and there's one back at the along the trailing edge, and it seals off the end of these tapes. So it'll run right the way from this end, from the wingtip end, right the way down to the other end, and so will this one. These are 1.5-inch tapes. This will be a 2-inch tape. Yeah. And yeah, so I'll put these two on this afternoon. Here at the this panel, this cutout panel, it's been all trimmed up and done properly now. Of course, this will have to be done. When this goes on, it'll get curled over or cut off or something as well. I'm happy with what's already there. So what I can do is just cut that piece out, or maybe even just leave it the way it is. No, I'll cut it out. And you've already seen the panel on there. That's where this wire connects to. It's also where the interplane strut connects. The bolt comes up through here. There's a little standoff piece, and then the interplane strut goes down to that hole right at the back there on the rear main spar. So that's it. The other wing, of course, this wing, I haven't started it yet, but this is the underside of the left wing, and I'll probably do its underside first, and then I'll turn both wings over and I'll do this one, the lower surface on this one and the upper surface on that one once it's turned over. But that's it. It's an absolutely superb day again, winter's day. Had to go and have another flight this morning. That was just, I had to. That's all there is to it. But anyway, that's it. I'll catch up with you. Well, actually, we'll finish this off here. We do the usual, get your feet off the ground if you can. Yeah, have a great weekend. The weekend's long weekend here in Australia. Well, in New South Wales anyway. It's the King's birthday. Now, it's not really his birthday, but anyway, yeah, the King's birthday is celebrated on this weekend every June. I think it's just like the second weekend. But anyway, that's it. Enjoy. Have a good weekend. Get your feet off the ground. Bye now.